Well, hello there, fellow geeks and geekettes, and welcome to yet another installment of Focusing on Artists, in which I focus on artists. Now, if my voice starts to go away a little bit, and if it starts dying, it might be caused by the fact that I've just come back from a school where I gave 4 lectures in a row, each one of them an hour and a half long. And before that, like at 4 in the morning, I did very hard leg exercise, so I'm quite tired right now. But since I'm back home, I said to myself, oh man, you haven't done any Focusing on Artists videos in a long while, so why not do one now and then enjoy some well-deserved rest? So let's do it, let's get into it. The man of today is Glenn Fabry, the awesome artist, mainly known, well-known, and well-deserved, that is, for doing cover art for titles such as The Preacher by Garth Ennis, of course, or The Punisher, I think he also did, by Garth Ennis, and what else? Hellblazer. There was many authors working on Hellblazer, and Garth Ennis, I think, was one of them. But today we're talking about this copy of Thor, which is a lousy Czech copy, because I think that the English trade paperback is out of stock, so before they reprint it in one way or another, I'm stuck with this Czech copy. I hate Czech translations, but what can you do? But we are here for the art, right? So I have always loved Glenn Fabry's artwork. And by the way, if this is your first Focusing on Artist video of me that you are watching, I do these videos to just point out a comic book, mainly comic book artist that I enjoy, and talk about the artist briefly, not into depth. I'm not an artist myself, so I do not know the specifics and the technical specifics of being a comic book artist, as well as many other people. I'm just talking about artists that I like and have always enjoyed, and one of them is of course Glenn Fabry, whose cover arts I've always enjoyed. I've got some of them framed and hung on my wall, and they always seemed extremely detailed to me. They look as if they were painted, but at the same time drawn by like color pencils, if you know what I mean, right? So it seems to me that they are beautifully crafted using multimedia, which I can always enjoy. And what I also like about Glenn Fabry's covers is that most of them, or at least from what I know and have seen, or very often at least, he draws like busts, basically, people from chest up. So there are huge details on their faces, and his cover arts truly are very detailed. You can see each and every wrinkle on the characters' faces, and he draws them in a in this way. He's a bit similar to Alex Ross, although Alex Ross is of course something completely different. He makes the characters look more mature than it is usual as far as comic book artists go, or at least superhero comic book artists. So whenever he draws, like here, Thor, for instance, he looks like a seasoned, middle-aged man instead of a young lad. Of course, him being a Norse god, he's like thousands of years old, but you know what I mean. He looks young, mostly. But the way Glenn Fabry draws or drew this particular Thor, he really looks like, well, he has had some adventures on his back already. And this is, I think, one of the very few books that he's done the interior artwork for. And it's, of course, quite different from his covers, because you can never do, well, except if you're Alex Ross. But if you're not, the interior artwork can never be the same as the cover art, or cover art, because it is, a cover art is just one picture, one page, for which you've got, maybe a bit more time, you can focus on it a bit more than if you have to do like a 23 pages long issue a month or even more, right? So it's a bit different, but still, in this particular book, Glenn Fabry's art reminds me of Steve Dillon, who mostly did interior artwork for Garth Ennis in Preacher, for instance, and The Punisher. If you look at that, this particular depiction of, I hope I'm not showing any spoilers. Well, the Avengers are always beat up, right? So this particular panel really resembles the art of Steve Dillon, as well as this picture on the opposite page. But then again, if you look at, for example, the Viking zombies, such as here, right, and Thor on the opposite page, it does not remind you of Steve Dillon that much, but it's really more like a genuine Glenn Fabry, very close to his cover art. And what I especially like about it is that it might have been inked, but it really looks as if it was just done by a black pencil. So it's, yeah, see a beautiful depiction of a Drakar, which is a Viking ship, right? It looks a bit scratchy, as if you can see every single line drawn with the pencil. A black pencil, and then it was, of course, colored. I don't know if it was done like that, but it certainly looks like that to me. If you can see some of the details well on the camera, you might tell me, or if you know anything more about Glenn Fabry's interior artwork, you might enlighten me and share the facts in the comments down below. And the details are extraordinary. I like the shading. And once again, as it is on the cover, the the characters, almost all of them, look very mature, right? Very few of them look young, which I prefer. I've always identified myself, even when I was a little kid, with adults. Although I love kids, sorry, but so that voice. Time for me to stop the video now. I love kids, but I have always preferred reading about adults, if it makes any sense. So that's why I enjoyed this book a lot. And my voice is really dying, so I'm stopping this video, showing you one last great picture, one last great page by Glenn Fabry. Once more, the cover. And I will ask you, if you like Glenn Fabry, well, what's your favorite comic book or comic book cover drawn by Glenn Fabry? And if you share my opinion, or if your opinion differs in any way as far as this artwork goes. And of course, do not forget to dislike this video if you don't like it, or like this video if you like it, and subscribe to this unimportant channel of an unimportant geek talking about unimportant things. Well, that will be all from me, my friends. See you soon, and bye. I'm going to go and take a nap.